Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
Welcome to Learning World, a new programme on Euronews bringing a global perspective on the ever-changing face of education each week from Doha, Qatar. Education brings hope, and over the year we'll be looking at how lives are changing for the better thanks to the hope education brings. Education is also one of the challenges of the 21st century, and in this, our first programme, we'll be looking at some reports of inspiring people who are meeting that challenge. We head off the beaten track in India to a tribal village school focusing on girls' education that's defying gender discrimination. We also speak to François Tadei, considered one of the present-day visionaries of education. But first, this report on the Escuela Nueva, a model that's revolutionising teaching right across Latin America.
Setting the standard in Colombia and beyond. In more than 20,000 schools here, a revolution in education begun in the 1970s continues to bear fruit. The Escuela Nueva, or new school model, was launched to improve standards and address learning inequalities between cities and rural communities.
It's not enough to think of languages or mathematics, but we also focus on the social skills needed to live together in society. The essence of the model is collaborative apprenticeship, where the children learn on the basis of dialogue, looking into the eyes and not at the neck. They learn through talking and interaction, building knowledge from teaching material designed especially for this model.
These practical tools are meant to inspire learning in the individual and to enhance the role of the teacher as a motivator.
We are not trying only to give knowledge to the children. We want to create leaders who can show a lot of capacities.
One of the key instruments is the students' government.
As president of the students' government, I help the teacher. I join her in committee meetings. I can tell the class to be quiet, and I also come up with lots of games to keep the kids amused.
Apart from books and school texts, each teacher makes use of a range of tools to get better results.
The World Bank has chosen this innovation as one of the 3 most successful in the realm of public policy. 35 countries have come here to be inspired.
A decade ago, UNESCO, the UN's education body, hailed Colombia as the only Latin American country where rural schools got better results than their urban counterparts. The Escuela Nueva is now Colombia's national education model.
Like Vicky Colbert in our last report, François Tadei in France wants to help further the chances of generations to come. He's come up with a plan to enable children to learn.
When my son went to school, his teacher told me he's very sweet, but he asks a lot of questions. Ever since, I've wondered about the education system. I've tried to develop a positive critique, because often the education system criticizes children in a very negative way, and we try to impose a framework that ends up reducing people's creativity. Creativity is essential, and it needs to be developed in the young, in fact in everybody. Why do we need to do this? We need to do it because we live in an ever speedier world. This is symbolized by the Red Queen. She's a character from Lewis Carroll, who's always running about, but without ever going anywhere. She explains this by saying she has to run as fast as she can in order to stay still in an ever-moving world. What we have to do is to develop children's potential and ability to believe in themselves so that they can say, I can do it. To do this, we have to modernize the education system. We have to develop an education that doesn't just invest in new technologies, but seeks to constantly improve itself.
Dans lequel il y a un processus d'amélioration permanente du système éducatif.
I'll give you an example that comes from the world of chess. The former world champion Garry Kasparov lost against a computer a few years ago, and after the match he started to think about what the defeat meant, because chess is the symbol of human intelligence. So Kasparov organized an advanced chess tournament with matches between humans, matches between machines, and matches between players using machines. The winners were the players who best knew how to use their machines. There we had a symbol of collective intelligence, where all the players could contribute towards the development of collective intelligence. This, just like the example of Wikipedia, will allow us to do things that no human being can do alone. What's really important is the open aspect, the ability for anyone and everyone to improve things, just like Wikipedia's openness. One of the things we're trying to develop is a global vision, a global campus, a campus which is a place where we can find not only databases and information, but also high-level contacts and interactions that will allow people to progress and develop projects to build up their knowledge, whilst at the same time contributing to everyone's knowledge. We don't know what will be the useful knowledge of tomorrow, so the only thing we can teach children that will be useful for the rest of their lives is how to learn.
But it's not only giving children the ability to learn that's important, it's also giving them the chance. In India, an estimated 8 million children are out of school, the majority girls. The Nani Kali project for girls is helping buck that trend.
These girls are the lucky ones. They're part of the Nani Kali education project. Female literacy is about 55% in India, but in remote places it drops to little over a quarter. Nani Kali, which means little bud in Hindi, concentrates on teaching girls in remote tribal villages, like Janjakipal in North Udaipur in Rajasthan.
Parents look upon their sons as assets, but daughters are looked upon as liabilities because they have to just get them married off. And normally they pay a dowry. So when it comes to actually choosing between sending a boy or a girl to school and investing in their education, they will go the extra mile for their son, but they're not even willing to invest in a uniform for the girl child.
Nani Kali provides the girls with all they need to go to school with dignity. But the support is not only material.
We have a 2-hour class, which happens either before school hours or after school hours, which is more like a coaching class for the children. And it's during these classes that concepts of maths and language are taught to the girls.
Girls are grouped together based on their learning levels. It's a so-called cooperative learning method relying on group dynamics and innovative teaching so that education is fun. Nani Kali teachers recruited from the community are more learning facilitators and mentors than traditional teachers. This year, all the communities gathered to celebrate a first in the village. Several girls have reached class 10, a crucial step in Indian education. The whole community's proud of what these girls have achieved. Devi Kumari is one of them.
I like studying and I hope to become something in life. I would like to be a doctor.
Devi has a brother and 2 sisters. One of them's not attending school because she's going to get married. Devi's mother is illiterate. She cuts stones for road construction companies as a daily worker. And she wants her children to continue their education.
I'm ready to work even harder in the city to support my children's studies.
Nani Kali states the dropout rate has fallen from 9.3% to just 1.4% in the last 2 years. More hope for girls' futures, giving little buds a chance to blossom.
That's all we've got time for. But if you'd like to see any of our reports again, visit our website at euronews.net/learningworld. And please join us next week for more stories from Learning World.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.